Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to share with you how I created my latest scrapbook double layout using some items that are only available until the end of this year. The Ever Eden cotton paper, which is available only till the end of the year. Okay. I started when I do scrapping, my first decision always is looking at the photos to see what colours will work with my photos, and I do a lot of beach photos because we do live in a coastal location, and so I've got lots of pages with blue backgrounds because of the gorgeous sky. But this time I decided to go with the sand tones and a little bit of the green, so my colour choices were the very vanilla and evening evergreen and soft succulent, with some touches of crumb cake and Sahara sand for the extra little bit of linen thread. So let us begin. I'll put them to the side so I can see what I'm doing. So basically my layout includes, it's very simple. Our starting point for these pages were in my blog post for our blog hop last week. And the theme was to do a scrap lift, so copy a page from someone else. And so I went to Mr. Google, had a look at a whole bunch of scrap lifts, looked at my photos, how many photos I had, and this was the plan of my page. So as you can see, it's fairly similar. It's got the two long strips with the banner ends, the little detail there and there on this page, and then on this one my title detail there. Okay, so when you go to my blog at handmadebyjuliaquinn.blogspot, you will see there all of the details in more detail in a written form, as opposed to today where I'm going to do it in front of you. Okay, I've got my bits and pieces here. They're all my backing pieces for my photos, which are in here. I haven't cut down my photos this time. I often do, but I haven't cut them down this time, so they're all to go on the backs of those. I'll do them in a minute. I'll do my stamping first. Here's my two strips of the lovely cotton paper. It's matte on one side and shiny on the other. Okay. And the soft succulent and the evening evergreen. So I'm going to leave two of them complete. I won't stick them on just yet. And then two of these I need to make little banner ends for them. So because it's cotton paper and super flexible, and I'm going to scrunch it up anyway, I'm just going to fold them in half like that. Okay. And then just chop across to the middle to create my banners and my other two extra little pieces that are going to go up the top. Alright, I've already die cut some leaves from the pierced blooms dies, which are these ones here. 25 dies, and I've just chosen the leaves, but there's lots of amazing flowers and bows and a frame and a stem. Very useful die set, that one. Okay, there's my pieces for my journaling, just little offcuts. This one here, this piece here, comes from the Tasteful Labels dies, so these ones here, which I'm going to use with the Coordinating Tasteful Touches stamp set for my greeting later on. Okay, and then finally this one here comes from the Harvest dies. And I had thought about using some of these elements on my page because I was using the Quiet Meadow, but in the end I just went for simplicity and just used that my stamping panel there. Okay, let us begin. So I'll just put one page aside, and then I'll get out my stamp set. Quiet Meadow, really good stamp set for doing background stamping, collage stamping. I find it easy to do that sort of stamping. It creates a lovely background image, so I'm using the dots. Dots are always good. Bit of type paper. Put that back in my box there. Okay, and I'll start doing my stamping here. So I'm going to use my soft succulent ink for my flower. I'll just grab a bit of scratch paper for underneath my corner here. I'll start off here, down the bottom. So I'm copying this one first. So I've got a little bit of stamping down the bottom there and a little bit up the top underneath my two pieces of the tags. Okay, so whoops, that's interesting. I might have to cut another one of them out perhaps, because I've dropped that in the ink. Alright, stamp my flowers there, and then up the very top here. Okay, and while I've got my flowers on my stamp, I'll also stamp them again over the side there for my title detail. And flip that over and stamp it a bit better on the next side. There we go, that's better. And now with my crumb cake ink, I'm going to stamp the words first, make sure they're up the right way, and stamp them repeatedly around where my title detail goes, and then a little bit down the bottom, because my photos won't be right to the very bottom. And then on this one, same deal. It's basically exactly the same sort of stamping I'm doing on both pages, but just in slightly different spaces. There we go, there, and a little bit more over that side. And then while I've still got the crumb cake ink, I use my spots. Spots are always so forgiving. And some spots there, a couple of spots around there, maybe a bit more there. And then on this one, where are my spots on this one? Up there and down there, and a couple more down the bottom of my page. There we go. Stamping complete for that part. I'll pop them aside because I don't need them anymore. And now let's have a look, see how badly. Ooh, I think I will have to cut another one of them out of my, so where did I put dies? Here they are. Another one out of my vanilla die because I dropped that in the ink pad. I wonder if I'll ever be able to salvage that anyhow. If I made it fully green, possibly. Isn't it amazing how much ink you can find in your ink pad? Okay, I'll just die cut this. I don't like to put my stamping, cutting, emboss machine in the camera because it takes up so much space. So I'll just do that over here. That is done now. Easy peasy, Japanesey, thank goodness that it's such an easy thing to do. Just pop that away so I don't lose that. Okay, now my greeting for this one is just saying Oh, the good things in life are better with you, which funnily enough I've probably used on heaps and heaps of scrapping pages. And I'm going to stamp that in. Evening Evergreen. And straight down. Excellent. And my last bit of stamping will be on this little one here, and it is from the Nature's Harvest stamp set. There is this one here that says, "Sending healing thoughts. May nature's beauty bring peace to your soul." So I don't want the sending healing thoughts part. I just want the "May nature's beauty bring peace to your soul," which is basically what these photos are about. They're about our camping trip to a place that we find very beautiful and love to go there frequently. So I'm using my soft succulent Stampin' Write marker just to colour the words on the stamp that I want, not the ones about sending healing thoughts. I'm just going to just take that off there. Right, and then give it a little quick huff and I can stamp that. And I've ended up with, "May nature's beauty bring peace to your soul," which will work really, really well with our page. Okay, I can get rid of that now. And it's basically time to start putting my page together. Make some space here, Julia. Leave these things right on the side. And that one there. Okay. The first thing we have to do is scrumple up I'll work on these ones first. So I'm just going to screw them up. Both of them. They scrumple really, really well. Pull them out again. See if that's scrunched enough for what I want. Got lots of lovely detail. Okay, so that's that one. And I will put some tape on the back, ready to stick it onto my page. I think the last time I did this, I put the tape on the page. So we'll see how this goes, putting the tape on the back of the paper. See if that makes a difference. Okay, a bit more scrunching. And tape. And because this is scrunched, it's very forgiving, really. Okay, so this is my page for these guys. And I am going to use my grid lines to help me here. So I'm going to line up my page right on that bottom edge. And the green, the soft succulent one goes on first. So in actual fact, I probably should use my ruler. That might be easier as well, which is of course hiding underneath everything. Okay, hit it on the camera, sorry about that. So lining up my page according to the grid lines again. Right along the edge, and then use my ruler. Oh, I'm going to have to do this up further, so I've got grid lines on both sides. There we are. Once I've got the bottom one lined up nicely, there we go, there and there, that will act as my guide. And I'll put the first one on and then use that as the straight line. So even though I'm using the scrunched paper, I do want my lines to be nice and straight. So this is actually not a very random page, it's very structured, which is different for me. But I still had to have the unstructured stamping and the scrumpled paper. Okay, so then this goes, I'm going to make sure this side on my left is lined up perfectly with the edge, because it has to match up with the other page in my double page spread. Okay, and then right across, there we go. Because I've scrunched it up, I've shrunk it a little with the scrunching, so that's okay for that side. So as long as those two sides on that side work perfectly. Okay, now I can pop this one on using the okey-dokey. Hold that up there, line that up. Now of course, if this is not actually precisely perfect, it's also okay too, because I've got photos that are going to cover up any imperfections. There we go. Look at that. Step number 1. Now the next thing I need on this page is these two scrumpled up little banner pieces for the top. Okay, scrunch, 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 scrunch. They're the bits we chopped off the ends of our banner edges. Okay, a bit more. I'm going to put the green one, the evening evergreen one down first. And this time I'll just use a bit of snail. I like to use the long tape when I'm doing long areas, because I think it helps me keep things straight. Okay, I have to pull this down a bit, sorry, so that I can see what I'm going to flip it around so I can see what I'm doing. I want it to be right on the edge, top edge. There we go. 1, and 2. And I'll overlap that one over the top there. My flowers peeking out. There we are. That's that page with the basics done there. Okay. While I'm in the scrunching, wrenching mode, I get my other 2 banner pieces. And this is where this is important, that I line these up well with my other page. Oh, that needs a bit more. Okay. There's my shiny side up. Okay, and this one. It's very forgiving, this cotton paper, you know, like you can treat it badly, but it retains its integrity, which is really rather wonderful. Okay, tape again on these ones. And then this one. Okie dokie. Alright, now I do want to put my other page in here. I need to move all my things out of the way so that I can put it down. I have things everywhere, making a mess. Okay, so I'm going to put my other page right beside this so that I can line it up perfectly. And I'm going to use my ruler to continue that line, okay, just to help me out there. All right, put my next this. Okay, right on the very edge. And done. Oh, didn't rub that one down properly, did I? Okie dokie. Let's see how we go with this one. I'll get you out of the way. And line you up on the edge and on the edge. I think this process would have been so much more difficult if I had not scrunched my paper. I've got a pleat in it here. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Done that. Now to stick all my photos on, which I've probably put underneath everything else. Okay, I'll do all of them all at once. So all photos are printed are 4 inches by 6 inches. So my photo mats are just a tiny bit larger than each of those. And when I was planning this page, I decided it looked a little bit better, like compare that to how it looks with the little vanilla border around it. I just think it makes it a bit more cohesive with the background, makes them stand out a little bit more. These our beautiful blue skies are not around at the moment. We're having lots of rain. Well, first day of summer tomorrow, so it really feels like the wet season has started already. Okay. These are winter photos, these ones. Camping in winter time. So that's what a Queensland winter looks like. Pretty amazing. All right. So now to pop my photos on, I've got this one and okay, so my 2 portrait orientation and then this one up above. Okay, I'll pop these on my page. This one on first and all of the others will line up with this. So I do want to leave a little bit of my layer there, and I didn't put them up as high as I did on the other page. And then this one right beside it. Okay, and this one I'll line up exactly with this line here. I'm just eyeballing this actually. Here we go. So that's that page all photographed. And then this page has these ones down here. I just pop this over so that I can line it up well with that. Down there. So I continue that line across the bottom. And then this one. So just going to pretend there's one there because in the plan there was one there. And I'm just going to pop that there to continue that lovely Alright, now on this side I've got my journaling panels. I'll pop this one up the top there, and then I haven't written my journaling yet on these ones, but I will do that later on. And I'll be using that same soft succulent marker to continue the theme of the page. I'll just do them in a staggered way down the bottom. There we go. And the last little one for the date, which was July this year. Okay, and now on my page here, I've got two little clusters there, and I've got these guys here. And to do this, I'm going to use my favourite mini glue dots. Just pop a mini glue dot on each of those, and got a little tiny smudge there, so just cover that up with my mini glue dots and my leaf. And it's amazing what you can cover up, isn't it? I'll pop that one there. Okay, so that's those ones. And then one here. Whoop. And tuck that underneath. One there. And then over the top of that, some linen thread doubled and tied into a bow. Pull my tails a little bit shorter to continue that natural colour. And that one sticks on with a mini glue dot also, just over the top. And then my final touch is some of these beautiful things. These are the garden gems from the Eden's Garden Suite. And these are only available till the end of this month also. And I just think they're beautiful. Okay, one there, one in the middle of those leaves, and in the middle of those leaves. There we go. I've used a full sheet of them already. So that's that page complete. I just have to do the journaling. Okay, now let's do the other page. All I have to do on this page is my title, which I've stamped already. Pop that over here. The good things in life are better with you. And then some more of my little leaves. One stuck on with the beautiful, beautiful mini glue dots. Pop. I bent that a bit. One there. And then 1, 2, 3. And the same deal again. Double my linen thread, tied in a knot, a bow, like tying shoelaces. There we go, down and down, down. Cut my tails, and then mini glue dot again, and pop that just there. And my next sheet of gorgeous gems and create that lovely little three-pointed floral embellishment there. There we go, complete. That's my page. Complete. I've got a little green bit up there. Might have to do something about that. There we go. 1, 2. Not a very complex page. I think having the final embellishments of the lovely leaves from the pierced blooms really finish it off, and a little bit of linen thread and the beautiful gems. I hope you're inspired to do some scrapping soon too. Bye bye now.